This is the MSI Raider 18HX. It features the i9-14900HX CPU with 24 cores, 32 threads, up to the RTX 4090. And of course, the special feature here is that it's an 18-inch display, along with the Titan 18HX, which is of course the flagship for MSI this year. But this is, I guess, the sub-flagship, if you want to call it that. Windows Hello with the webcam up here. Privacy shutter button as well. We've got a SteelSeries GG per-key RGB keyboard with a Mystic light in the front. I do think the Mystic light is not as flashy as the GE78HX from last year, but MSI said they're still working on tweaking this and trying to make it brighter and more noticeable. Now we have a fingerprint sensor over here on the right, and it's a tactile mechanical touchpad unlike the Titan. Now the 18-inch 4K plus 16:10 aspect ratio display features a HDR 1000, so it's got up to 1000 nits peak brightness. Not sure what the sustained brightness is on this display, but it's obviously a very bright mini LED, only 120 hertz refresh rate. That's not going to be as good for esports gamers and those of you that really want to have high refresh rate gaming in general. Of course, it's 4K, so you can use upscaling with DLSS 3 and FrameGen to help boost frame rates and actually get playable 4K plus gameplay. Now, that's it. I still think my preferred resolution in general for most gamers is going to be QHD plus 2560 by 1600 240 hertz displays. But for those of you that really crave the maximum amount of detail, you know, that if you do graphic design, Photoshop, video editing, you want to see the extra detail in your videos, see all of the detail in your games, this is going to be a more detailed display, but at 18 inches, I still think the optimal resolution is QHD plus for most gamers out there, since it's going to be easier to run the games at that lower resolution. The keyboard on this is not mechanical. It does feel quite good. It has the identical layout as the Titan HX keyboard, but it is I guess a little softer feel, very similar to the Raider series in the past. Now on the port selection, we have two USB-Cs on the right, one USB-A and a headset port on the right. On the back, we have an HDMI 2.1, an Ethernet port, and the power adapter port. And on the left, we have two USB-A 3.2s and a full-size SD card slot. So there's a good selection of ports on the Raider this year. Overall, from a performance perspective, I'm not anticipating a huge boost in performance. Of course, the only difference, of course, is the 14th gen CPU in this compared to the previous gen 13980HX. So if anything, it might be a slight bump in performance, probably less than 10% from a CPU perspective with the same GPU. So the main difference here, of course, is just the design elements going to 18 inches, mini LED. So certainly a big display upgrade from the previous generation Raider series. Pricing is not certain on this yet, and availability is also going to be closer to like end of February, mid-March or something like that, whereas the Titan 18HX is already going to be available for sale very soon. So overall, I think the Raider 18HX has tremendous potential, but I think for those of you that want the very best of the best and all the bells and whistles, probably going to go for that Titan 18HX for the mechanical keyboard, the seamless touch pad with a glass top, and RGB, of course, on the touchpad. So there's some nice advantages to the Titan 18HX, plus the vapor chamber cooling, where the Raider 18HX has heat pipe cooling still. So it's not the vapor chamber cooling. That's the MSI Raider 18HX. Plenty of potential for this laptop. Not going to be a bad one, I don't think. I think it'll be quite a good one. We'll have to see what pricing's like. There's a ton of other laptops I'm going to be making videos about here at the MSI booth and at other booths here at CES. Be sure to subscribe and check out all of the content from CES 2024. That's it for this one. Brandon, out.